What's going on, fight fans? This is Capital Combat. I'm Rob Jarrell. And this is the initial reaction to the Conor McGregor Nate Diaz rematch. And the whole card. Well, this UFC 202 was actually much better than UFC 200 and definitely better than UFC 201. I think we got a lot more drama, a lot more action, and just some overall good fights. To start off with, Cowboy Donald Cerrone put on a show versus Rick Story. Rick Story had some great takedowns, but in the end, Cerrone just put it on him. He caught, let me see if I can remember this, but he caught Story with a left upstairs, right to the body, another left, and a kick. And that just discombobulated Story all up, and it was just downhill from there. Donald Cerrone just put a hurting on him. Then we have Anthony Rumble Johnson. 13 seconds. What can you say? Glover Teixeira is a great fighter, but who saw that sneaky uppercut coming? He threw... just kind of measured the jab. Glover came in for the takedown. What do we see? Boom. Right to the chin. Teixeira goes down. One punch. He tried to take out a referee or official or something. And that was it. 13 seconds in. And hopefully that leads to Anthony Rumble Johnson rematch and Daniel Cormier. Maybe he can get revenge, or Cormier just proves that he's much better than Johnson. But Rumble Johnson just broke the internet for the night. A friend of mine on Facebook said, we just witnessed murder, and Glover's life matters too. Anyway, we got the main event, and it was a good one. I was actually pretty impressed. It actually started to look like the first fight. McGregor came in, he looked good, he looked big, he looked strong, he's explosive. I thought he landed those counter overhand lefts really well every time that Diaz got caught reaching. And what he did well, he landed a lot of kicks to Diaz's lead leg, his right lead leg, and you could tell it definitely affected his power and coming in. And what that led to was McGregor knocking down Diaz. They said it was 2 knockdowns. I thought it was 3. But you can see him getting the best. But I don't think McGregor can really handle 170 pounds. He came in at 168. Diaz came in at 170. But it started to look like, going into the second round, a lot like the first fight. Diaz kept coming. Both of them were tiring, but you can see that McGregor's tank was emptying much faster than Diaz's tank. McGregor won, majority decision. I can't really remember the scores, but I think it was 3 rounds to 2. I personally thought Diaz did enough to win, but I think the second round was the swing round. I gave McGregor the first, Diaz the second, third, McGregor the fourth, and Diaz the fifth. I think he just outworked him in the fifth, but depending on who you were giving it to in the second, because McGregor was still getting the best of Diaz, but you could see him slowly start getting to him, and he started landing a lot more. And McGregor was actually pretty lucky to make it out of the third round, because when he got caught up against the gate, even though he had a decent inside game, you could see Diaz really going for it. He tried the takedowns. He actually got a takedown in the fifth, and he started landing a lot. So McGregor was definitely lucky to get out the third round. And you can see him landing that slap, and it doesn't bode well, because there were several times where we saw McGregor literally turn his back and run away and scamper away, trying to create space between him and Diaz. And Diaz was like, "What you running for? I'm right here." And I understand why he said that. Even when Diaz was knocked down and had to go to his back, he was still trying to fight back with small kicks from the back position. So, I mean, it was a great fight. I'm not going to argue with the decision, because it was a really, really, really close fight. I just happened to give it to Diaz because of the second round and how we started to come on and started to control the fight more. The fourth went to McGregor where he retook control, but it was a little bit nip-tuck in the fifth, and I thought Diaz did enough to take that round. But what does this mean? We need a third fight. We need a third fight. The first one was close. The first one we know ended in a submission for Diaz. This one was close enough to warrant a third fight. Diaz had the bloody mask. Conor McGregor was really feeling it. He was exhausted, I think, by the end of the second round, having to carry Diaz, having to carry that extra weight on him. So we got to see a third fight. We need to see a rubber match. I hope they put that card together in 2017 and also putting Cormier Johnson on that same card, and maybe putting Cerrone or, you know, Ronda Rousey versus my girl who just won, and I can't think of her name right now. But this was a pay-per-view that was well worth watching. It was definitely better than the last two. And Hakeem and I will have a actual review on Monday, maybe Tuesday, depending on how our times link up. As well, we'll also do the review of the Errol Spence fight that's coming up tomorrow versus Leonard Bundu. If you got any questions, feel free to hit us up, capitalcombat@gmail.com, Instagram, Capital Combat. We just got back on there getting active. Capital Combat at Facebook, Google+. Like this video, share this video, subscribe to the channel. Remember, if you like and share and subscribe, that pushes us out to everyone, that raises our rankings so more people can see us, and that will allow us to bring you more content on a daily basis for boxing, MMA, whatever. Until next time, guys, peace.
And you've already lost. They don't seem to see that everything we've done is coming and cost. My fists are on fire. I perform till I perspire. My demons are